Welcome to RC Mail Time. This is episode 4. We're going to start off with these 1.9 carbon fibre beadlock wheels that are ubiquitous on Amazon and AliExpress. I'll post a link to all the products that are in this video. We get graded hardware, which is nice. They have made some changes recently to this set. Extract one. Let's pop those to one side for a minute. So let's have a look at the pieces you get. You get the front face with the hex attached to it. Nothing out of the ordinary there. You get the backing ring, which always has these reliefs cut into the back. That's what you're looking for. If you're not using my links, you're doing this in the future or something, they always have these in. That's an indicator that you've got the right one, and they have 6 holes on the back, which is a preferred amount of holes for doing the things, you know, for tightening up and what have you. So this is the beadlock ring. Now this has changed. This is my first set of this design. These have the relief in the middle, which work really well with the ReVolt inserts. But this is metal. All the ones I've had before have had holes cut in them to make them lighter, and they've also had been made of like maybe a lot of plastic, carbon composite, nylon, maybe something like that. So this is different. I'm going to grab a tool and we're going to get you some measurements. Typically I'd been making some things on the lathe, so my caliper wasn't to hand, but I'm not sure how relevant this is. We got 19.7, we'll call that there, and the overall distance from edge to edge is around 59 millimeters for the ring. This set is so cheap, guys. It's actually under 15 UK pounds for this set. It might even be under 15 US dollars, but those prices will be up on the screen now. If you're looking for a super light wheel for a comp build, then and you don't want to spend a lot of money, there's some really lovely options out there if you want to spend some more. But if you're building on a budget, these get a thumbs up from me. So of course, anything that gets a thumbs up goes in the description below. Next up, guys, this is just going to get an honourable mention because I've actually got this featured in a video which is just about to be released on the channel. This was a present from my nephew, James. Thank you again, James. This is the EZA RC Interstellar Engineer Kit. So it's a screwdriver with 181 bits, including all the hexes and torques that you're likely to be using. It's got hex drivers as well, and socket drivers, all of the security bits. It's got Phillips head squares, it's got easy outs, 181 pieces in this kit. I've used it already. This is a perfect thing to have in your backpack if you're out. This will make a really nice addition. I guess I can just pop it out of its box for you guys. There, that's what's inside. This is so cool looking. I absolutely love this. And that has got 4 neodymium magnets in, and then you open the set up and there's all the other bits inside. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to have a little look around what's inside the kit, just pause the screen there. But you got everything from torques, to Allen or socket heads, star fittings, all of the security key types. There's picks, an electronic driver. These picks are for lifting electrical connections apart. There's extension drivers that are, like I say, guys, this is an absolutely fantastic bit of kit for the price. It's not a lot of money. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rebuild that off-site. But like I say, check out the video that's coming. I actually do like a mini review on this. That'll be worth watching if you're in the market for a portable toolkit to take with you when you're out. That, like, everything you need apart from pliers is in this kit. Something you may or may not have been waiting for is the new S5 INJORA compound tyres to come out. They're slowly releasing. Let me just open one of these. They're slowly releasing their tyre selections in the S5 compound, and I'm a big fan of seeing that happen. These are actually known as the Kraken claws. It says mud terrain crawler tyre on the side, but there you go. These are actually known as the Kraken claw. This is the 4.8 by 165 by 1.9, and released at the same time was their silicone insert that is perfect for this tyre. Just holding this up, hopefully you can see that is the insert. Maybe we could pop one in quickly. The inserts that come with the INJORA tyres are lovely and soft, so if you just want to climb stuff, these are going to do you great. But the minute you get to a side hill, you're going to struggle a little bit with those. Especially if you haven't got underdrive or overdrive in your vehicles, those tyres are just going to get pushed and the side walls are going to fold very, very easily. Just wrestle this into place for you quickly and just try to get it to settle down. There we go. Yep, so it looks like we've got just a nice amount of fill. They're not overstuffed. And those sidewalls now, guys, my goodness, what a difference. For comparison, here's one that hasn't been stuffed. Look. Now I'm going to apply the same amount of pressure to the one with the insert. I even if I push quite hard, I can't get that amount of sidewall squish. These are very, very soft, guys. Now, these will feel slightly over firm for about the first 1 or 2 packs. But don't cut them, don't modify them until you've driven them long enough, because they will what's the opposite of firm up? They will soften and feel less firm after a couple of packs. When these first released to the market, I did make the mistake of, I basically turned a blue into a green, is what I did, by cutting one set out all the way around. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that, you can, but let them ruminate and marinate for a little while. Take them out and drive them for a bit. We're going to be doing a comparison between these and the Rhino Mosers, which I think is going to be really interesting, because these would be significantly cheaper. I wonder myself, will they perform as well as the Rhino Moser? And then there'll be some other comparisons and testing videos coming up with these, so please stay tuned for that. Sticking with the INJORA theme, we have a product that they've just released. I'll liberate one of those from the packages now. Actually, I might just set them both free. So this is the Diff wrong teeth, guys. This is the differential grease, that's easy to say, and the shock slime. Not a direct copy, I'm sure, of anybody else's product. Wink, wink. I'm pretty sure this will be their own compound. So annoyingly, there is extra packaging on this. But recently, if you knew it or didn't, INJORA released their own diff grease and shock slime. And we do quite a bit of shock rebuilding here, as most of the time we're running the Chinese copies of the Dravtech shocks. And unlike the Dravtech shocks, when you first get them, they are absolutely awful and will always need rebuilding. So we do spend a lot of time. Sorry, I'm just getting this packaging off.
2,000 years later.
My goodness, guys, that should not have taken so long to get out. Let's throw the rubbish over there for a sec. So there we go. There's the diff grease and the shock O-ring grease. I wonder how difficult they are going to be to open. After trying to get the plastic off, I was a little worried there. Oh, it does like to travel to the roof of the packaging, so maybe let it sit for a little while before you open it like I did. But there it goes. There it is. It is very, very evocative of the shock slime, the green shock slime that's been out for a long while. Let's get the lid back on. Now, I would imagine that the diff grease hasn't gone anywhere. Otherwise, it's not going to be a lot of good. There we go. And there is the blue diff grease that we're all very familiar with, if you've had products with this in before. Yeah. Very, very clingy. That will do the job. INJORA have included these little spatulas. Now, I don't know why you would want like I suppose it would work for measuring the amount you were using. But I've got to be honest, I think I would actually be using this that way round, and I would just scoop some up and then spread it on the parts that are inside. Anyway, there we go, a new product from INJORA. Let's get those out of the way and we'll get on to the next thing. Once again from INJORA, we have another really, really nicely made part with lots of options. Get the rubbish out of the way. So this is the bumper kit. This is the same one that Crawler Canyon has used in, well, it's one of the options. Crawler Canyon actually fitted one of these to his TRX4 Sport rather than using the factory bumper because, well, just because this is a much, much nicer bumper. It sits in further the way that he's fitted it, and the options for kitting it out are better. It also doesn't bleed over as far as the standard Traxxas version. In the bag you get the shackles, some hardware, all the bits that you need to fit it. There's a bracket in there, and there's the posts which fit inside here. Now this is a heavy beastie. As you can see by the weight on the screen, that is how much this thing weighs. It is going to add significant weight, but it's the TRX4. It's not the lightest of vehicles. I've got a lot of weight in the wheels, and I really like this Stinger style bumper. That is going to float my boat. So while I was ordering the bumper, I was also looking at the options that they have for lighting, and I found myself looking at this little light unit as well. This is a separate unit. This does have two little LED lights which go in, turn it over, it goes in the front of the bumper inside these little pockets here. But I wanted something a little bit more substantial at the front. I don't really want to do roof mounted or anything like that, because this vehicle will get smashed upside down quite a bit. So I wanted something somewhere that would be a little bit more discreet and out of harm's way. So I haven't looked at the exact fitting options for this yet, but I believe that I'm going to be able to run that where there would normally be a winch, and that is going to give me a really, really nice illuminated setup for traveling. I plugged this in to test it. Let's pop the bumper over to one side. I plugged this in for testing, and it really, really does throw out a lot of light. There's 3 different features. There's some sort of cycling mode where it goes through a combination of flashing, dimming and lighting. There is strobe mode, so if you're having a party, you've got a strobe mode. And then there's just the solid beam, which is absolutely fantastic. I think this should be able to be fitted reasonably discreetly onto the bumper. And of course that will be coming up in a video for the TRX4 later on. Now these have just arrived in the post, but you're going to have to tune into the next episode if you want to find out what might be the cheapest challenger to the Rhino Mosers and other tyres in that price bracket, and what I believe to be one of the best 3D printed inserts on the market. Remember guys, no matter the question, love is always the answer. Bye for now.